Thursday night? Oh, we got hammered, man. It was like nuclear. It was a nuclear storm. I mean, I guess what happened is there was like two storm cells, cells of storms, and they collided like they were like boom, right over Great Falls, right, bam, boom, bam. I mean, it started around 8:45, lasted till like 10. Oh my God, we got over what was it, 2.58 inches? We got over 2.5 inches of moisture in less than an hour. Okay, there was water absolutely everywhere, including my house. It was like, oh man, we had flash flooding throughout Cascade County and the city of Great Falls. Andy, did you see the videos on Facebook? There was water coming down so hard that it was, the storm drains couldn't handle the overflow and the downpour well enough, and so they were. It was like Old Faithful geysers, and it's like, look out, she's gonna blow, there was water geysers everywhere, It was, up and down 10th Avenue South, which is our busiest street in Great Falls, Montana. Is it still the busiest street in Montana? But this deluge of water running down 10th Avenue, that's not bad enough. Wait, there's more. The national, who they call the National Weather Service people, the Weather Service guy, they reported almost 25,000 from the clouds down to hit the ground, lightning strikes across Montana during the storms during the storms, but we got the High Line in Blaine County and Phillips County, they got 5 inches of rain, right? Flash flooding, like on 10th. The west side, it was, what? The fair? Oh, the fair got hammered. Oh, my Lord. Well, I live over by the fairgrounds. When the fair is in town, I can hear the announcers and, the kids, we're on the rides. I could hear all of that going on. I'm over in Riverview, Valley View, Mountain View, I don't know. It's some kind of view. I'm not sure what the view is. But, yeah, they got hammered. Like I said, man, can you... The lightning and everything. Can you imagine being up on the Ferris wheel with lightning going off around you? Hey, look, this is the ride that killed Jimmy. The lightning was so bad. How bad was it? The lightning was so bad that it's like strobe lights going off and on in my house. It's like the strobe light underneath the strobe light. Well, I'm trying to sing a little B-52s. All right, strobe light. Gotta make love under the strobe light. Yeah. And it was just horrendous. During the storm, the window wells in the basement, they looked like aquariums. there's so much water in the window wells that, I thought, hey, where'd we get those aquariums from? But speaking of the fair, yeah, it shut them down around 10 on Thursday night. I know the carnival shut down. I'm assuming that there weren't a lot of people. The store, like I said, started, 8-ish, 8:30-ish, 9. It went for a while. And then it's peaked, like I said, we got over 2.5 inches. So if you were in the fair, if you didn't get into a building or under something, then you were pretty much, wet. You were wet. Yeah. What? Yes, I did go to the fair this year. It was, when did I go? Tuesday morning-ish. I had to go over there and see some people needed some help. I went over there around 10. I did some helping around with a couple people over to working there, and then I was done by 11:45. Fair opens at 12, so there was already people there. Now maybe I'm getting old, but there was not much there this year. Everything was more expensive. There weren't as many vendors. There used to be. I went there one year, and there was a vendor in the trades building or whatever, and he had pins from sporting teams and just really cool stuff. And now there's, not only aren't there not very many vendors, but they are selling stuff that I'm not interested in. Last 2 or 3 years, I need a new straw hat for when we get out and on the road, straw cowboy hat. And every year at the fair, because that's where you get them, pretty cheap. I look, and every year they don't have them anymore. So, no, the food was more expensive, and it seemed like the portions were smaller at some of the vendors. I just didn't think the whole kit and caboodle was very, very fairing. We didn't fare good at the fair. I've always said that the Western Montana Fair in Missoula is bigger, and it's really it's a nicer fair. It's bigger. The layout is different. Here it isn't like it used to be. Your state fair is, our state fair is a great state fair, so love it, it's just state fair, and it's supposed to be the state fair. It's supposed to be the biggest one of the state. It's centrally located. It's just not. I remember going back home in Michigan going to the state fair. Yeah, like the double Ferris wheel, hammerheads, carnies, red, white, blue. That's all you got to do. Red, white, blue. Come on, I'll show you how easy it is. And it's not easy. No rock and roll night shows this year. They had country gospel. Smash Mouth? Smash Mouth is not a rock and roll band. Heck no, it's a pop band at best. Maybe. I wasn't interested. No. So, I didn't stay there for the evening. I was there in the daytime, grabbed lunch, stopped at a couple places and supported, businesses that I knew were local. A Viking. Yep, I got a Viking. Yep. All right, wait a minute before we get any further. Remember to give this podcast a like. Right over down here, right down there. Those are the thumbs up and thumbs down. Give me a thumbs up. It's not that hard. Just hit the like button. Give me a thumbs up. When I get a bunch of thumbs up or people are liking it, I know what I'm doing a good job. If I don't, then we got to get more material. And over here, on the right down there, it says an oblong button says subscribe. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button. That way you'll be notified of any and all new content, and you'll have a chance to win fabulous prizes. Are they still fabulous? They are no longer mediocre. We have some fabulous prizes. And don't forget our weekly polls. Subscribe. You can take part on our weekly polls. Do we have a poll question up, Andy, this morning? We do. Is your weather, wherever you live, more severe this summer than it was last summer? Yes or no? I know in here in Montana, with as many lightning strikes as we got in the storm last Thursday, 25,000, we are really, really green for the last week of July, the first week of August. We are extremely hydrated. Yes, we are. Where's my coffee this morning? Get some hydration. Okay. Where's my prop down here? Where is it? There we go. And this morning's podcast is brought to you in part each and every Monday morning by our good friends down at the Great Falls Gazette. Your only source for local news reported by actual members of our community. No doubt. No doubt. What a good deal. Good doubt. It's available Sunday, which is this edition. This is yesterday's. Tuesdays and Thursdays. Hey, pick up a copy today. Support local business. All right? Did I make the cover? I did not make the cover. Vandals made the cover. Vandals made the cover, but I did not make the cover. Making the cover of the Great Falls Gazette appears to be harder than making the cover of the Rolling Stone. But if I ever make the cover, what am I going to do? Hey, I'm going to buy 5 copies for my mother. Hey, going to see my smiling face on the cover of the Great Falls Gazette. Oh, yeah. Actually, Andy, the only place I'm going to be is I'm going to be on the back. Here we are. Here you go. America's Most Wanted. Wanted in Crimestoppers for a criminally insane podcast. Are we on the back page? I haven't on the back page either. So who do we got? We got a couple wanted. Oh, they got a couple arrest here. All right, arrested. Good job, Great Falls Police. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. All right. Man, thanks for having us. Maybe, Andy, maybe we should get American Eagle Jeans Sydney Sweeney as one of our sponsors. Can you believe the outrage? Heck, I remember back in 1981, that's the year that she was 15 years old, Brooke's Shield was doing a campaign ad for Calvin Klein jeans. What was the taglines, Andy? One was, you want to know what comes between me and my Calvins? Nothing. And then the other one was, nothing comes between me and my Calvins. Risque, teenager, selling jeans. They had the Doublemint girls in the 70s, the Doublemint twin blondes in bikini, selling Doublemint gum. Yeah, there were others, absolutely, you know. But the internet is, you know, it's losing its mind, and I don't, you know, heaven forbid a blue-eyed blonde woman with big breasts and cute feet selling blue jeans. What's the big deal? What is young, pretty, blonde? No, I am not for liking it. I've always, you know, liked Sydney Sweeney. It's not the first time we've talked about her. It's not like she's a stranger to this podcast. That's why I say we should, you know, we should get her, sponsor her. American Eagle jeans, they're loving it. They're like, I'm loving it. They're not backing down. And remember, there's no such thing as like bad press or bad publicity. Exposure in general is a good thing. If people are talking about you, whether it's good or bad, people are talking about you. And that's exactly what's going on. Like I said, she's not a stranger to this show. Wasn't a scuttlebutt a couple of years ago, or a couple of weeks ago, or whose wedding was it? The one guy, the rich guy that had everybody at his wedding, Jeff got married. And Tom Brady and Sydney Sweeney were supposed to be dating, but then they weren't. I mean, that's not right. Tom Brady shouldn't be dating Sydney Sweeney, too. He's got everything else. First time I seen her was the Rolling Stones video, Angry. Don't get angry with me. Yeah. I guess over the weekend, though, another one of our favorites on the show, Danica Patrick, came out with a statement supporting Sydney and the whole ad campaign. Good, women supporting women. Of course, I'm not going there. Or, of course, yeah, she's like one of our favorites on the show. Hi, Danica! Well, I know she's always posted feet pics on her Twitter and Instagram feed. That's why she's a favorite around here. Oh, X, okay, Twitter, but not X. I can't say both. All right. Good morning. We're coming to you live once again from the Electrical Ladyland Studios right here in Great Falls, Montana. What is it out? Let me see. Partly cloudy. 64, 5 degrees. I can't see the thermometer from here. We're looking at a high of around 86 this Monday, the 4th day of August. Can you believe it's already August? It's August 4th. We'll have dog days afternoon, and then we'll be shoveling snow right around the corner. The big story over the weekend. It wasn't flash floods. It wasn't the fair. We had a small town shooting in Anaconda, Montana. It's garnered national news coverage. We were on everybody's picked it up. It's the talk this last Friday here, about 10:30 a.m. 45-year-old Michael Brown walked into the Owl Bar located in Anaconda. Anaconda's small town. He began shooting, killed 4 people, bartender and 3 customers. He then fled the scene obviously armed dangerous, right? That's the definition of it. In a white pickup, his truck, it was found abandoned a while later. So it doesn't really matter. The whole incident are the shockwaves are being felt all across our state. The whole small town bar culture in Montana is a little different than the dive bars and bar hopping in the cities. It's a meeting place. It's a place where everybody knows your name. Bow, bow. It is. It's literally. Okay? I'm sober now, as you all know, but I am no stranger to the community culture of small town bars. Heck, I remember when you traveled around this state, you would judge your distance by how many bars you hit. Well, we're going here to there, so, you're going to hell from Great Falls to hell. Stop at Dearborn to hit the bar, and then you go, before Wolf Creek, there was someone else. Wolf Creek, you could bar hop, 2 bars. You judge bar. You can get from Great Falls to Billings in a 6-pack. Oh, okay. It's the meeting place. In a small town bar, out of town, not Great Falls, but a little small town, a couple thousand people, you can find kids, family, potlucks, the dogs are there, it's a small town Montana bar. It's family. Everybody knows everybody. That's what makes this whole situation more tragic. From what I've garnered, the locals all knew Michael Brown. Called him Mikee. Everybody called him Mikee. The locals, people were at the bar, his family, he was known as Mikee. Okay, he lived right next door to the Owl Bar, or like a street, right next door, or a house over next, he lived really close, and was, he would drop in to visit, okay? He would drop in, he was a fixture at the bar, even though, now, he visited, it was, like I said, it was a meeting place. Okay, small town bar. Mikey did not drink alcohol or do drugs because he thought they would block his wizard powers. Okay, following me? You see, Mikey, he suffered from significant mental illness, issues. He had definite challenges. Had schizophrenia. And he had post-traumatic stress. And everybody in Anaconda knew it. Family knew it. Everybody knew it. Okay? They all knew Mikey and they knew his diagnosis. They also knew that he was harmless. And I got a quote on this that I believe his niece said, that he was harmless 99% of the time. The other 1%, when people would point out his disability, his shortcomings, his mental health challenges, that he could, react a little bit. But it was amazing when I was doing this and looking up stuff and reading stuff. It was amazing to me how many people in Anaconda, not just family, but just citizens of Anaconda, were saying how much Mikee was struggling, what kind of mental health issues he had. And he was in the military. He was a military kid. Moved around a lot because his stations was, Dad was moving. So first of all, he had that kid, nomadic, couldn't really make bonds and friends. You're moving all the time, according to records. Mikee also served in the U.S. Army and as an armor crewman. Okay, that was from 2001 2005. He was also deployed to Iraq in early 2004, and he served till mid to late 2005, mid-spring. Okay, we'll just call it mid. So he's over there about a year and a little bit more. Then he served in the National Guard from 2016 to 2006 to 2009, where he left the military altogether with the rank of sergeant. But again, what really gets me, like I said, the whole town knew. The whole town knew of his struggles, his health issues. They all called him Mikee. It's like small town Montana, USA, for crying out loud. It's not like no one knew. And it's not like nobody tried to help. Family and friends both tried to get help. They tried to help Mikee through both the VA, with the Veterans Administration, and the Montana State Hospital. Isn't that down there in Warm Springs, the state hospital? Right. Everybody's saying now that, homeless, we could just have them committed to the state hospital. Well, evidently you're not going to be able to do that either. The VA said that he was no longer qualified for assistance with obtaining medications, prescriptions, or services for mental health for Michael, even though some records and what I've read said that, it was clearly necessary. It's like, seriously? It's clearly necessary? And Montana State Hospital, where everybody thinks that you're just going to be able to put mental health homeless people, they can't take him or anyone else, okay, anyone else for that order, that issue, unless they receive a court order. So suffering from severe post-traumatic stress and severe schizophrenia, the guy thought he was a wizard, okay? That wasn't enough. The only way to obtain a court order was for Mikee to become a threat to himself or others. Oops. The VA, the state hospital, even the community, they were all warned that Mike was not of sound mind, that Mikey could snap, it could happen at any time. His family, the Anaconda community, were basically, Mikey, his family, the Anaconda community, they were basically stonewalled. It was no secret that he had issues. They were left with no answers, nowhere to turn to. The tragedy really could have been avoided. I mean, what gets me is the new sweeping the nation. We're just going to lock everybody up with mental health issues back into the institution. Oh, not without a court order, you're not gonna. Mikey had schizophrenia. He's a threat to himself and others. He had severe post-traumatic stress disorder. That wasn't good enough. No one stepped up to help. No one at all. So like I say, with all the cuts coming to the VA that we've been reading about, and they're cutting staff, they're cutting this, they're cutting that, and they're cutting mental health services. Is it just a matter of time until we see this again and again and again? I mean, this tragedy, it's so sad. It is avoidable. I mean, it was really, 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 really avoidable. All the signs were there. It's so sad. Andy? That's it. Andy's giving me the high sign. So, remember to spay and neuter. Adopt, don't shop. You can foster, rescue, donate, volunteer, but hey, why don't you run out and adopt a shelter pet today? Until next Monday morning, we are out of here!